Can I have everybody's attention? Okay. I hope you're enjoying your food. My steak tartare is probably frozen right about now, but I'll get it later. Before we introduce the next awardee, I just want to make one announcement. I have reported on the streets of New York for almost 30 years before going to the networks. I have been reporting 3 riots. Reporters and journalists try to get you the information that you need. We don't go in there with weapons. The only weapons that we have are pens and paper. So when you have somebody like Bob Woodruff who goes overseas, he doesn't carry those weapons, but he is designed to give you the information where you can make important decisions. I was so glad and moved to see him because of what he went through. And we give you news both locally and nationally. We're giving you these things because we believe in what we do, whatever side that you're on, right or left. And the bottom line is, oftentimes we put our lives on the line without those weapons other than a pen. And that's why I look up to somebody like Bob Woodruff. I was glad to see him this evening. I think Maureen Dowd said it best after the mayor took office. It was a very poignant piece where she said, "Here is a man, a mayor that never sleeps." I know this firsthand, getting texts at midnight. The mayor said something very significant to me before I took this job as Deputy Commissioner of Public Information. And I was listening to him on a news clip where he said, "There is nobody that is going to outwork me." Now, I've covered several mayors over my career, and I've heard the slogans, "How am I doing?" so on and so forth. But when you become a public information officer, you're not taking it for the money, you're not taking it for the glory. If you are a true public information officer, you have to buy into the vision. I've got to say that, and I don't need the mayor's accolades. I've known him for a long time. I'm older, I don't need the money. I took this job in the police department because I believed in his vision. I truly believe that he is a leader who, with his tireless efforts, a mayor who gets on the subway at 2 o'clock in the morning, who oversees his troops, who wants to make sure that what he was elected for, he will truly achieve for the citizens of this city. And I believe that even with a small rudder on an ocean liner, it can steer a large ship in the right direction. This is a mayor that we have. This is a mayor that I truly believe in. And I also believe this is a mayor who's not only making a difference, but will make a more profound impact on this city than anybody has ever seen in quite a long time. I could go on and on about him, but I need not. What I want to introduce now, Roger Coleman, the founding member of Tuesday's Children, to take this on home.
So my name's Roger Coleman. I'm the founding board member of Tuesday's Children. It's my great honor to introduce everyone to Mayor Adams, who really needs no introduction. Mayor Adams has served the people of New York City and our state in many roles: as a New York policeman, as a state senator, as a Brooklyn Borough president, and now as the 110th mayor of our fine city. In his tenure as mayor, he has brought so much heart to our city at a time when we need compassion and resilience, perhaps more now than ever. The impact of the tragedy that happened back 21 years ago on September 11th, is not lost on us. And as New Yorkers, we are resilient. Just as we rose from that tragedy and helped along the community building efforts like Tuesday's Children that lifts families and makes us stronger and safer, we are facing new challenges today. Mayor Adams has no easy task, but I know New Yorkers will come together and support his many initiatives. The pandemic has cost our city over 40,000 lives. The United States of America over 1 million lives. It's a horror show. The fallout of these past 4 years is fueling economic uncertainty, anxiety, and escalating threats to our public safety. This mayor is leading the charge to ensure that things get better from here, and that we remember and honor our fellow New Yorkers, and that we reimagine the future and rise up with resilience once again, just as we did 21 years ago. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to welcome the 110th Mayor of New York City, the Honorable Eric L. Adams, to the stage to receive the Tuesday's Children Public Service Leadership Award. Hey! Thank you so much for coming. God bless you. Congratulations. Stage is yours.
There's only one rule I live by. You do not stand for me, I stand for you. I am still that police officer answering 911 calls of duties. My beat may have expanded, but I'm here to serve. I was not elected to be served, I'm elected to serve. And I want to thank you, Roger. I know you're doing a medical procedure, and you took the time to come here today.
Yeah. Amen.
And that means a lot. And I want to thank you, Tuesday's Children. I'll never forget my mother saying to me one day during one of the most darkest moments in my life, she says, "Baby, you're going to find yourself in dark places. You will make the decision if it's a burial or a planting. And it's about taking pain and turning it into purpose." And that's what Tuesday's Children has done and will continue to do. This organization is so significant, particularly now. We often move through life and we normalize those things that we see over and over again. And I'm going to ask you not to. I want us to look at the American flag. We were attacked on September 11th because of what we stand for. And when you look at the American flag, you would notice that there's the color blue and the color red united. There's no blue flag or red flag, just like there should not be blue states in one state. There should be one state, United States. That's who we are. That's who we are. And I don't know if you feel what's going on in this country. Those of us who love America and love what it stands for, we've been demonized. And what is happening across this entire country, all we focus on now is protecting people who commit crimes. Every law that was passed for those who commit a crime to protect them. Who protects the people who are the victims of crimes? What about them? What about a father that's the primary breadwinner, or a mother that's the primary breadwinner for her family, and she's murdered, and that family is destabilized? How about us just picking up the rent or mortgage for a year so she could normalize her life? How about passing that law? How about doing something for people who are harmed all the time in this city and country? And start refocusing our attention, not on the extremes, but the everyday New Yorkers in America that still believe that America is a place where the dreams come alive. There's no German dream, no French dream, no Polish dream, but darn it, there's an American dream. We're the only country with a dream attached to our name. Nowhere else. Nowhere else. And so when I read those polls that say 52% of Americans won't defend this country if it's attacked by foreign enemies, let me tell you something. I'm part of the 48%ers. I'm part of the 48%ers. And the 48%ers are going to reignite the energy of this country. We don't need another September 11th before we realize how important it is to be part of this American experience. And so I thank you for this award. All the children who were born during the time of 9/11, all the children who lost their parents, all the children that experienced that trauma, every generation is going to experience their Pearl Harbor moment. If it was the attack on Pearl Harbor and we rose up, if it was 9/11 and we rose up, our children are experiencing their Pearl Harbor moment right now with COVID. COVID was not terrorism, but it was terror. It engulfed our lives. We lost thousands of loved ones and family members. Businesses closed. Mental health that came out of COVID created a crisis. But just as we showed the city and country what we were made of on September 11, 2001, and we were ground zero for that violence, we're ground zero again. New York is going to rise, and America will rise. The way goes New York City, goes America. I know and you know there's only two types of Americans: those who live in New York and those who wish they could. Thank you very much.